Namaskar, I am Abhishek Kumar, advocate of the Allahabad High Court. Today, I would deliberate on the topic of co-parcenary property, co-parcenary succession. Because a few days back, the Honorable Supreme Court in Vineet Sharma's case have declared the law that the daughters have the co-parcenary right and from their birth. What is co-parcenary, what is how it comes into the picture, that would be deliberated by me. Firstly, three things are required for the co-parcenary. There should be the joint family, there should be the ancestral property, and there should be the co-partners. What is the joint family? Joint family, I would like to detail through this graph that suppose Z has four more brothers and two more sisters, and these two brothers and the sisters have their successors also. So the entire family, including Z's brothers and sisters and their successor, would be said the joint family. It is a very broader concept, and it belongs a number of branches. Now, what is the co-partner? Co-partner is a narrow body, then joint family, and it belongs to the one branch of the family. Suppose his Z, his son, and these his successors would be the co-partners. Now, Z has self-acquired a house, suppose valuing rupees 100. Then it is the self-acquired property of the Z. What after death of the Z, what would be the succession of this property, and what would be the law prior to 1956, that I am dealing with. Because prior to 1956, the Mitakshara law was applicable in regard to the co-partnership property, and after 56, when the Hindu Succession Act was codified, that the Hindu Succession Act 1956 applied on the co-partnership property, and in 2005 the certain amendments were made in the Hindu Succession Act, and it is applicable from the 2005. In that regard, it has been said that the amendments made by the 2005 will operate retrospectively, meaning thereby it would deem to be always existing in the statute. Now, I am dealing with the law prior to 56. Suppose Z died, and at his time of his death, his son number 1 is alive, his grandson number 2 is also alive, his great grandson number 3 is also alive, and his great great grandson number 4 is also alive. So, the property will devolve immediately into the his son, who would be said to be the first property holder. I will term him first property holder, and down the line 3 generations, meaning thereby it will be inherited by his son S, and S sons number 2, S grandsons number 3, and S great grandson number 4, meaning thereby 4 persons will inherit the property of Z simultaneously. What would be their share? It could be the matter of fact and dispute as well, but here notionally we take that everyone was having the 25% share in its property, and they have jointly inherited this one. Now, it is to be kept in the mind that prior to 96 in Mitakshara law, the law was to this effect that only male lineal descendant will succeed to the property. So, suppose if all of them are having the daughters as well, then the daughters will not succeed the property, and they are not the co-partner. Only the male lineal descendants were the co-partner. Suppose one first property holder dies, then the next down the 3 generation would be the co-partners. So, the number 5 will come into the fold of co-partners, and his share will devolve here. So, the entire property will again come divided between the 4 persons, that would be the 25% equally. Now, the question arises, suppose 2 dies first, second number dies first, not the first number, then what would be the situation? Suppose he dies first, and then what would be the situation? Would the co-partnership go further down the line or not? The question is no. Answer is no, it will not go further, because down the line 3 generations are, third generation is still in a picture. So, it will continue only up to the fourth number, as 1, 2, 3, 4 generation is existing, one of them have gone, then it does not result in bringing the fifth number to the fold of the co-partnership. Suppose 3 is also died before 1, then 1 and 4 will remain the co-partner, and it will not go down further. Here the co-partnership, suppose this situation has arisen, then here the co-partnership is in extreme danger. If the 4 is dead prior to 1, then the co-partner will be extinguished, and he will become the sole owner of the property, and the concept of the property in regard to this ancestral property of the co-partner will go down. And suppose if A dies, then the 4 and down the line 3 generation will come into the picture, and they will become the successors. Now, this is the situation. Now, one thing more which I would like to deliberate from this draw. Suppose A, B, C, he is the first holder of the ancestral property. Down the line, C and his 2 sons D and E are the 4th generation in totality, and suppose the E dies first and A, B, C, D are alive, then whether E's successor H and I will go up in the fold of the co-partner, then the answer is no. This branch will never go up in the fold of the co-partner, and co-partner will continue in the branch of D, because the 4th generation including the generation of the first property holder is still alive, and so this will continue like this, and thereafter anyone dies, then these F, G and their successor will go up in the fold of the co-partner. Now, what would be the situation? What became the situation after 1956? It is very well known that the Hindu laws were codified in 1956, and in 1956 the law was also made in regard to the devolution of interest in the co-partner property, which says in regard to the succession of all things which I have already deliberated in the same manner, but it added a proviso, and that proviso says that if the deceased had left him surviving a female relative specified in class 1 of the schedule of a male relative specified in that class, who claims through such female relative the interest of the deceased in the Mitakshara co-partner property shall devolve by testamentary or intestate succession, as the case may be. Meaning thereby, here the after 56 the situation was made something different, and this situation was made to the effect which I will deliberate here under, that is, if suppose A dies, the moment A dies after 56, what will happen? And he is survived by one son and daughter. He is owner of 25% share, then his 25% share will devolve in his son and his daughter. He will be owner of 12.5 and she will be owner of the 12.5%, and this 25% would be excluded from the co-partner property. The co-partner property will remain of only 75%, and this property will devolve, his share would devolve in his successors as defined under section 8 and schedule 1 of the Hindu Succession Act. Now, this would become the first property holder, and down the line 5 will come into the picture, and then the 75% portion of the property will remain part of the co-parcenary, not the 100%, and that the sharer of the all 4 persons, remaining 4 persons would be 18.75%. and 18.75%. So, exactly this would be the position down the line if anyone goes to dive his and he has a female relative as mentioned in the schedule, either wife or daughter, then his share of the co-parcenary property will devolve as to the succession given in section 8, and that property would be excluded by the co-parcenary property, because the word has been used in the 56th amendment that the succession will take place under this act and not by survivorship, meaning thereby that property will go to the son and daughter both, and thereafter there is no question of survivorship. Situation was changed. Suppose in the through the amendments of the made in the 2005, because 56 law says after the death of any co-partner and some female relative and the successor as mentioned in the Succession Act, Hindu Succession, if available, then the succession will be in a different manner regarding his share. Now, 2005 amendment have brought the picture where by birth of daughter has taken into consideration. We can understand the thing. Suppose at the time of succession by first property holder A, number 1, he has one daughter, he has one daughter, 4 have one daughter, and 3 have also one daughter. In that circumstances, as per the 2005 amendment, the moment number 1 succeeds the ancestral property, all sons down the line 3 generations and all the daughters down the line 3 generations will jointly inherit the property. So, the property will be divided into one, the property will be inherited by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 persons. All the daughters who are up to down the line 4th generation would jointly succeed the property, and what would be the share of them? Then it is 100 is to be divided by 7, everyone would be having the 14.8% share. And this law have also been made that after any co-partner dies, it is the 2005 amendment says that if any co-partner dies, then his succession would be governed by the Hindu Succession Act as section 8 and section schedule 1 or 2 of the Hindu Succession Act regarding succession is providing, meaning thereby suppose he dies, first number dies, then his share of 14.8% would go to the 7% to the 2 and 7% to the 3, and this property will further be the exclusive property of them, and that would be further succeeded as per the law given in the Hindu Succession Act. So, I think I have made the things clear that what was the co-partnership, how it develops, and how the people of the co-partnership property succeeds right from before 1956 till date. Now, the controversy arose after the amendment of the 2005. 2005 amendment says that on and from the commencement of the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, in a joint Hindu family governed by Mitakshara law, the daughter of the co-partner shall become the co-partner in her own right by her birth. Meaning thereby, the moment the daughter is born, she became in her own capacity as a co-partner. Now, two judgments were given in this regard by the Honorable Supreme Court. One was in the Prakash Phulavati case and another was in the case of Phulavati case, and another was in the case of Dhanamma, Suman, Supur versus Amar and others. These are the two cases in which the conflicting view was given. In the Dhanamma case, the Supreme Court held that it has the retrospective effect, and in the Prakash versus Phulavati case, the Supreme Court has opined that it is the of the not retrospective effect. Then, since there was the conflicting judgment, then the matter was the referred to the larger bench consisting of 3 honorable judges presided by Honorable Justice Arun Mishra, and the member of the bench were Justice Abdul Nazir and Justice Amar Shah, Justice Amar Shah, and they delivered the judgment of on August 11, 2020, on which date they have declared the law that the amendment has an retrospective effect, meaning thereby it would be deemed to be existing in the statute book since the inception of statute, meaning thereby since 1956 or even before that. Now, the question arises that it has been clarified in this judgment of that, and that was necessary to clarify that this law given in the Vineet Sharma case would be applicable in the pending cases at whatsoever stage it is. So, it can be said that on the basis of the this judgment, the already settled cases will not be reopened, and it is not the public policy also, and it is not the law that whenever a new judgment would come, that the controversy already concluded can be reopened on the basis of that judgment. Second thing which I want to emphasize at this moment, time and very vehemently, that this Hindu law regarding co-partnery is not applicable to the agricultural property, because the law of succession in regard to the agricultural property is always governed by the state laws, like in Uttar Pradesh it is revenue code bill, in which the different line of succession has been given, and prior to that in the act was applicable, the UP Jamindari Abolition and Land Reforms Act. So, I am emphasizing time and again that in agricultural land, this Hindu succession law, this co-partnery law is not applicable. The succession as given in the succession as given in the law related with the agricultural land will always be applied. I think I have made the things clear, and the all cobweb which is available in regard to the co-partnery is must have been wiped out. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home.